is compared to the totally irrelevant Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Hey, what's up you guys? Sharpness Prime here doing another Transformers figure review on the Transformers Masterpiece Smokescreen figure MP-19. This is an awesome figure, man. Oh, I cannot wait to open it. I say an awesome figure because it is a repaint of the Prowl and Blue Streak figures that we have seen before. If you're trying to pick this figure up, you can find it at Big Bad Toy Store.
Big. Get your big badass toys at bigbadtoystore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Standard Masterpiece packaging over here. We have the embossed Smokescreen over here and over here. Same thing with the Nissan and the Transformers logos. Looks pretty cool. You get his alt mode over here, which is not embossed. It says Takara Tomy, Smokescreen MP-19. And then we have the silver Transformers font over here, Transformers Masterpiece. This is all embossed. Oh, God, I love these figures. And then all this Japanese stuff, it says right here, Mushi Mushi ai sukuru ne aien kukuru. And then we have another picture of the alt mode. Here he is compared to MP Prime. Here's all the accessories and everything. A couple of pictures of the figure. Looking very cool. I'm excited to open this thing, so yeah, let's crack him open. I think this figure looks great. Of course, he comes packaged in his alt mode. I think this is a very, very cool look. And he does come with some paperwork. We do get this trading card over here, a Smokescreen. Pretty nice thick trading card, and it has some stats right here underneath. There he is in his robot mode. Comes with this little flyer over here. Then he does come with this enormous instruction booklet, which is pretty cool. So it shows everything that you can do with the figure. Get all these different views of the figure in both modes. Shows how he can carry his blaster in both modes. You get this cool picture of G1 Smokescreen from the cartoon. Another picture of G1 Smokescreen. And then over here you can see the instructions. Now unfortunately I do not have the G1 Smokescreen to compare this to, but I think the decals on this came out really nice. It says Smoke Tactics right over here. I like the clear plastic windows. See the Autobot logo. The Nissan Z logo right there came out really nice. I like the color that they used for the headlights. I like the silver over there. Now they do have some added parts over here compared to the Prowl and Blue Streak figures. They are pretty much the same. Here he is next to Prowl. See they added this over here, and then he does have the spoiler over here. And of course the headlights are different. So it's a very similar figure, but it is different. But these decals do look very, very clean. It says Slot Fever, Huck Disturbance, and the figure rolls great. He doesn't have rubber tires or anything. They are plastic, but it rolls very well. I like it. He does have some kibbly bits showing, like his hands over here, but not much at all. I think this looks fantastic. And he does come with his blaster, which you can see over here, which is a different mold from the blaster we get with Prowl and Blue Streak, so you can see the differences right over here. They're very similar, but they are different. They're very similar, but they are different. And Smokescreen has this unique shoulder cannons, which you can see right here. And you can attach these accessories in his alt mode, so you want to break the legs apart like so. Got that going and give it some space, and then you can just pull this tab out like so. This is very much like the Blue Streak figure, which I did not review. And then you can just pull this back down, reattach this, and this goes back into place. Okay, not great. I still feel like I have a little bit of a gap over here. And just flip this up like so, and then you can plug the blaster into that little notch right over there, and there he goes. And this is articulated, so you can move it up and down, which is pretty neat. And then you can take the shoulder cannons, and there's these slots right over here, so you can see there's a slot there and a slot there, and you just plug these right into the top, and these rest on the hood. And I think this looks pretty cool. He's just fully armed and ready to go and destroy some Decepticons creeps. Pew pew, bang bang. The figure in its alt mode is just shy of 6 inches long, about 5.5 inches long, and he's just over 2 inches wide. And here he is compared to Masterpiece, Blue Streak, and Prowl. And yeah, they're very similar figures, all looking incredibly badass. I love how these figures came out. Let's see how he looks in his robot mode. I'm going to skip through the transformation, and Bumblebee's going to help us out. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? Woo! This guy has a beautiful robot mode. I like this robot mode a lot. I'm very, very pleased with this. I just think it is a beautiful, gorgeous looking figure. Now, as much as I like it, there are some gripes that I have. Now, for instance, with the transformation, I did just transform this 3 times. I did the other ones too, Blue Streak and Prowl, I just transformed. Getting the legs transformed, I feel like an idiot, but I always kind of get stuck there. And then there's this panel right here that pegs in to under the hood, and I always have a hard time getting that pegged in properly, so that's a little frustrating. So those are basically my main 2 gripes about the transformation. Other than that, I really do like the transformation. It's not very hard. The shoulder cannons on Prowl and Blue Streak, they just come out like so, you know, they're just attached to the figure. But this guy, they come separately, and he gets these little nubs that pop out over here, which look pretty lame, you know, these flat, flappy thingies. You want to grab these separate shoulder cannons, and you want to make sure that this piece that sticks out over here is facing the inside, and all you do is you just just slide it in like so, and then you want to just tuck this in and it'll rest like that. Do the same thing to the other side, and then there he goes, and that's pretty cool. The only thing though is that they do kind of tilt outward. It looks a little strange. Now in the pictures and everything they're like shown perfectly vertical, but they do have this angle, which actually really doesn't bother me too much. It's just a little inaccurate to how they show it in the instruction booklet. And as I mentioned before, these shoulder cannons do have a little bit of a gap right here, which I still do find a little bit annoying, but again, not a huge deal. I do like the head sculpt on this figure. His big boxy head, it's pretty huge. I think they did a really good job. The figure does not have any light piping at all whatsoever, but you know, it's not a big deal or anything. I do feel like his eyes do get shadowed by the crest over here. It does seem like it's kind of tricky to see his eyes, but you know, they are painted blue. Get a little bit of a yellow smudge right there, but at least it's underneath. It doesn't really come out too bad. I really like the silver on his face. I really like the face sculpt. Then getting a comparison with Blue Streak and Prowl over here, you can see all three of them have their individual head sculpts. Another very noticeable difference that we get with Smokescreen over here is his shoulders. So you can see the tires lay horizontally across the top as opposed to vertically across the back with Prowl and Blue Streak. So he is unique as far as his shoulders go, but for the most part the figure is the same. I do like how all the figures have this slot in their hand so they can hold the blasters very well, so that works out pretty good. And I do like these lines riveted over here. I like the silver paint application right here, and I'm just a fan of this blue and red. It just looks really cool to me. Here we go, getting a profile shot of the figure. Just a fantastic looking figure. You can see he does have a bit of a backpack there, just like the rest do. And here's the back, which is basically just the roof of the car, and you can see some screws in the back, and you do get some empty spaces back here in the feet, but it's not a big deal. I love the articulation on these Masterpiece figures. I think the articulation is great. He does look up pretty well. That's pretty nice. Look how far he looks up. That's pretty cool. He doesn't really look down too well because of this whole hood and everything, but he does rotate side to side at the head, which is cool. His arms do move outward. You can rotate them forward. They're on these ball joints attached over here, and he does have a bicep swivel up here. He does have basically like a triple jointed elbow. It's mostly due to the transformation, so you can bend the elbow all the way in. He does have wrists that move side to side, and he does have finger clamping action. All four fingers clamped together. He does have a waist joint over here, which is very nice. He does have these hip hinges over here so that you can rotate the legs all the way outward like so without breaking anything, which is very cool. You can rotate the legs that far. Upper thigh rotation, he does bend at the knee at 2 points, mostly due to the transformation, so you gotta finagle it so it doesn't really look weird, but if you bend it in like that, that looks pretty cool. And then he does have an ankle pivot, so that's great. Smokescreen stands just under 7 inches tall. I guess to the top of his head he's about 6.5 inches tall. And here's Smokescreen compared to MP, Prowl, and Blue Streak, and Smokescreen being the tallest one with his taller shoulder cannons, but looking at the top of the head, it looks like Blue Streak is the tallest one. And here he is compared to the MP-10 TRU Optimus Prime and the MP Sideswipe. So these guys work in great scale with each other. And here he is next to Classics Prowl and the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. So I have all my Masterpiece Autobots sloppily thrown together over here, but I have to say I'm really happy with the Smokescreen figure. I'm really happy with what Takara Tomy is doing. I love this line, my favorite action figure line. I am a Masterpiece nut. I have to get all of them. I'm very stoked for these Autobots. Cannot wait for Bumblebee and Ultra Magnus. Oh my god, we're getting the Ultra Magnus with the car carrier and everything. I cannot wait for that. But anyway, I really hope you guys liked my review. If you did, please hit the like button. Please leave a comment and subscribe. I will catch you guys later. Peace. Oh, this is so sick.
Crispy.
His hands over here, but not much.